That time of the day that we connect to our guest of the day, Desire Obua Birungi. She is a player with the NIC Netball Club, and over the weekend they defeated KCCA Netball Club to win the East Africa Netball Club Championship for a record 18 times. They were also defending it. So we'll be discussing with her what makes a NIC Netball Club tick. Of course, from a player's perspective, probably management will have their own story to tell. But from a player's perspective, we need to know because this team does not only dominate in the region, but it's also the strongest team in the country at the moment. Good afternoon, Desire.
Good afternoon, Clive. How are you?
Well, thank you for looking smart, but I hope you can hear us loud and clear. It's Clive, Emans, and Shaban here. For starters, congratulations upon your victory over the weekend.
Thank you very much. And I thank everyone who was watching the games and everyone who was supporting us, the entire country, all supporters. Thank you very much. And thank you for hosting me here.
Well, just to remind you that you're here in your capacity as a player, but you're representing the entire NIC Netball Club community. So you better do a good job because whatever you say should be in the interest of the club. But the victory over the weekend, of course, you girls were defending this championship, and the big question would be maybe what makes NIC Netball Club tick? Because it's not all about what happened over the weekend, but the team has been dominant for some good time now.
Thank you very much. NIC is always number one, cause number one is the employers, our employers. The NIC Netball team, we are all employees for the company. Why do I say we are employees? Because they pay us monthly, and they've never stopped. Even in COVID, they used to pay us the full amount.
So you're professional netball players?
Yes, we are professional. We are professional because not all the teams in Kampala or in Uganda are being paid the way we are paid. That is a plus to the team, because when you cater for someone, even let it be in the house, when you cater for the wife, when you cater for the kids, trust me, they'll give it all to you. That's what we are doing, because they cater for us. They cater for everything we want. And that is a plus for us. That is number one goal. That's why we keep on being number one all the time.
Yeah, Desire, Emanzi here. If I could ask you, how tough was this competition? I watched the final against KCCA, and you guys really looked stronger than KCCA. I know you drew the 2 games in the league, but how tough was the competition when you look at KCCA, Prisons, and the opposition from Tanzania? What was the competition like?
Okay, the competition was tough. I can't say it wasn't. It was tough, but according to the NIC team, I think we worked more than the other teams, because some of us are working in offices, but we had to get letters to allow us leave work to go and train morning and afternoon, which other teams didn't do, I think. But I hear Prisons did it, but according to me, we gave all our hearts out, and we had the zeal to fight for that trophy. However much it was a tight competition, we had the zeal so that we could make our employees happy, to make our employers happy, and to continue supporting us. Though it was tough, we had to come out very tough, and tougher than any other team.
Yeah, and maybe to take us through the game against Prisons in the group games, should have been a tougher matchup compared to the final against KCCA. What was that one like?
Come again?
The game against Prisons, the game that you played against Prisons, how was it like in this championship?
Yeah, in this championship, considering the league game with Prisons, they really came out stronger than the league game. And me personally, I was like, if we play Prisons on finals, it was going to be something else. Like, it was going to be so competitive according to how they played the tournament. Yeah, they were far much better to me than any other team apart from us.
Yeah, and maybe what would you say about the competition from outside? I know when you look at all these countries, Uganda is really much better compared to the rest of the countries. What is the competition like from Tanzania? Do you guys feel like you're challenged enough?
Yes, sir, because maybe to add on Emanzi's question, when you look at all the Ugandan clubs, the games they played against the foreign clubs, it was like a walk in the park. So what kind of, how would you describe the kind of competition in netball around the region?
Okay, netball around the region is what I should say Uganda is dominating. The reason being, Uganda dominating in these games because there are so many young girls who are talented, yeah? When you look on courts, when we are playing, in those countries like Nairobi, Kenya, like Tanzania, Zanzibar, those countries, when you look at them when they are playing on their court, they are, as in they are aged, like some of us. They are experienced players, they are old players, and when you look at them, you can find like the whole pitch has 7 mature players without a young blood. Yeah, you can't compare young blood to like now like you have to play as in switching players. Like maybe when you have like 4 experienced players on court, you have to add in that young blood, because young blood is more energetic, yeah? And experienced players, we have the brain. So when you combine, it becomes more tougher. Whereby those other countries I've mentioned, they really don't have the young blood. Yeah, they are lacking that. And I think they should look into that.
That's what the Baganda call kasavu kanyama.
Yes, yes.
I think I'll stick with the competition.
Yeah, that one.
I know this is preparation for the engagements, that is the Commonwealth Games that are around the corner. But how satisfied are you with the level of preparations, like in terms of competition for the Ugandan players who are involved in that tournament as compared to the competition that they faced?
About the Commonwealth Games, I'm not so certain because I don't know how the other countries are training right now. But I know, according to the zeal we have here in Uganda, yeah, and you know when they're choosing national team players, they always opt for the best players from each club, yeah? So the way we played in the championships, I know they are going to look for the best players all over the teams that we are playing, and they will take us to camp. So when we camp for a longer period, I know we shall go and give them headache. Trust me, we shall give them headache, however brown they are. You know, people tend to fear brown people, but we don't. As netballers, we don't. We go there, we fight hard, because we are going to be prepared, and we shall give them hard time. We shall either come out like number 5 in the world, I'm sure, yes. Yes.
Going back to the championship that you just won, after that prison game, is it the moment that you guys felt that you are going to be winning it all?
Come again?
After defeating prisons in the group stages,
yes.
Is it that moment that where you guys felt that you are going to be winning it again?
No. Trust me, when we won prisons, we knew we had KCC on finals. KCC is not an easy team. It's a stubborn team on court. So it wasn't a walkover to us. Actually, we had to go back on the drawing board, yeah, at night before we came in the morning to look at how we can go about KCCA. We had to go on board. So we went on our board, we had to look at whatever, who is stronger here, who is stronger there in that team of KCCA. So they told us how to go about each and every player. That's what we did.
So,
what was the difference between NIC and KCCA in the final?
The difference as in scores, or?
Where was the game? How were you guys able to come out on top?
Yeah, that one is about the fitness level. That's what I saw. The fitness level for KCC was really down, because when the game started, the way we defended them, and they got confused like someone who hasn't been training. That's what I think, but they are a stubborn team and they are good.
So when KCC matched up with prisons, who were you fancying? Like which of the two teams did you want to meet in the final?
On KCC and prisons?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because you mentioned how tough the game against Prisons was in the group stages, and of course you knew how good the KCCA was. So which opposition were you fancying?
We weren't fancying any opposition. For us, we were ready for anyone who was coming. Anyone who was ready for the finals, we were waiting for them. We didn't say we wanted this one or that one. No, we were ready for anyone.
Yeah, maybe Desire also one more from me, especially about NIC's dominance and success over the years.
Yes.
Sportsmen tend to run out of hunger. You win a few titles here and there, or a team wins a few titles here and there, and complacency kicks in, and they are no longer as competitive as they have been, and all that. This is a team that has been dominant for over 20 years now. I mean, NIC has won 18 editions of the 20 of this championship, but also domestically, the team continues to be that competitive and resilient, winning titles, not only in Uganda, but also across the region. The hunger over the years, how come you girls never run out of steam? You're always hungry to go out there and win, despite the fact that you're professionals, you have good jobs, contracts from the employer and all that, because there are people who have such, but they don't have the hunger to win year in, year out.
Okay, you can't let that pass also. Supporting the team, you can't let that pass. It keeps us going, yeah? But us as players for NIC, number one, we have love. We have love. Trust me, a team without love, you cannot deliver. A team that is picky with each other, you cannot deliver, because you take that on court. But we have love amongst us. We love each other on that court. We love each other on that court. So when we are going on that court, we talk to each other. We talk to each other. We push each other. Yeah? Discipline, number two. We have discipline. We can never do without discipline. I think that two combined together makes us go beyond any other team.
Yes, sir. One last one from Shaban and Emazi before we let you go.
I think I'll go first. You mentioned the fact that probably most of you are starting to age. And how confident are you in the next generation that is trying to replace you? I understand some of them are already being integrated into the team. But how confident are you that they're going to sustain your level of success?
Come again?
I understand that some of you are aging, the NIC players,
yes.
And you talked about the younger generation that is starting to get integrated into the team. How confident are you that they are going to sustain your level of success once you are retired? Or
they will, trust me, because that's why right now we are mixed. It's a mixture. We are grooming them. You just can't move out before they are groomed to your level. So we are grooming them, showing them what to do. By the time we leave or retire, I know they would continue doing whatever we are doing.
Desire, maybe my final question would be, what motivates you people to actually play netball? When you look at the younger players that you have in the squads, and even you at a younger age, what encouraged you to play this sport? And what were your targets? What did you want to achieve from the sport of netball?
By that time, I remember what encouraged me. Number one, it's a talent to me. And a talent keeps haunting you. A talent keeps asking you for certain things, yeah? And number two, I used to see those ladies play in NIC. And like when you're in high school, you're always looking at those teams that are stronger. That's where you want to join also, so that your talent can keep moving. And my target was joining the national team. Since I was young, I used to say I want to join the national team. So I have to join a hard team so that they can see me, and I add my tactics so that I can win the national team.
Well, thank you very much, Desire. Maybe also to let the viewers know that Desire here comes from a sporting family. Her mother is a former netball player who has represented the national team. Her father is a former footballer, Dennis Oboa, the late, who has represented Uganda at international level, but also a former FUFA president. And one of her brothers, I think all your brothers play football, but one of them, David, did represent Uganda at the biggest stage. So probably you had motivation all around you to try and go out there and give it your best shot. But thank you very much for speaking to us on the CTV Sports Dish. We go out for a breather and return with more sports.